So you guys remember how Devon and Levan were having a practice poll on the Friday before the event at East versus West 20, and they filmed it, but still nobody knows what happens. It's kind of all a secret. But Dexter had some interesting things to say regarding the practice poll here and what happens and why they haven't released it yet. So let's listen to this, and then I'll also summarize some other things that he mentioned going forward for East versus West, some updates.
Okay, so there are a lot of people saying exactly what you're saying right now about the practice poll footage. Initially, we thought about kind of milking it and teasing it to prepare for when Levan polls Devon, and that could appear later this year. But you are absolutely spot on about the practice poll footage, that it might lose steam anyway and nobody would care by then.
Yeah, I tend to agree too.
So
If you wait too long, it's not going to be as relevant.
I'm almost 100% going to release it within the next week.
Within the next week, he's almost 100%. We're going to see the Devon versus Levan secret files, the secret footage of the practice poll. What do you guys think happened there? Because Dexter said it's not what you expect would have happened. Let's continue listening to what he said here.
Almost 100%. I just need a little bit more discussion between me and myself to see if I should release that now or slowly release it. Well, a third right now, a second, third. The second, third, and the third. And the final.
So, what do you guys think? I mean, definitely let me know in the comments. Should he release 1/3 of the footage in the next week, and then the second, third at a later date, and then split it up into 3 segments, or should he just release it all at once because people will lose interest in the footage over time, or should he try to milk it as much as possible? I mean, as a fan, obviously, I would be eager to see it as soon as possible personally, but what do you guys think about that?
Final part late in the year and just break it up. But maybe it's all the way through. I don't know. But I'm very, very close to releasing the whole thing right now while everybody's still wondering what happened. And I was there like firsthand, right? I don't think anybody really could have guessed what happened. So you guys got to really...
Nobody could have guessed what happened. So, I mean, going off of what he's saying there, I mean, I would think most people would think Levan was pretty comfortable against Devon. So is he hinting that Devon maybe was pretty successful in that practice poll versus Levan? I don't know, just speculation, but who knows?
Watch it.
So, yeah, I mean,
it was quite surprising.
It was quite surprising, he says, with a smile. So interesting. I'm curious to see that footage for sure. Definitely let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. But want to mention some other things that he covered in this podcast, such as the East versus West event was not profitable, the Switzerland event. And he's thinking about releasing the pay-per-view numbers from all the events, all the previous events in the company. He just has some convincing to do with Robert to weigh the pros and cons of doing such a thing, of actually releasing publicly the numbers of the pay-per-view sales. So that was kind of interesting. He confirmed that Michael Todd will have a match at the Atlantic City event, although the opponent is not announced yet. And also he said another Japanese athlete will be at that event. So, I mean, I'm assuming that's going to be Ayan Takanaka, the Japanese female arm wrestler, very good arm wrestler. Also, he mentioned that they're going to start to implement some type of promo code situation for, content creators or YouTubers to get some type of return on people buying stuff off of the website or buying pay-per-views. It still isn't exactly clear how that's going to work, but he did mention that. And also, he said it was a good idea that they should give a mic to the referee when they're explaining the challenge call. I like how they continue to use the flags for challenges in the EVW 20 event, which is something they started at the Shaw Classic event collaboration at EVW 19. So I like that they included that again. But yeah, I think having a mic for the ref to explain the call to all the fans, especially the newer fans, that would be definitely something that's helpful. And also he said that they are looking for, I guess, someone to take a small percent of ownership in the company to buy like 10 or 15% share of the company to kind of help them grow. So a lot of interesting thoughts. I'll put a link to this podcast in the description so you can watch for yourself. But what do you think about the Levan versus Devon practice pool? Do you want to see it? And who do you think was winning in that practice pool?